Good job, Lori.
So first things first, we had to hook the trailer to the truck. Highly recommend getting a electrical jack if possible. It just makes lifting and lowering the trailer so much easier. So then we unloaded Juju, and as you can see here, he doesn't have a worry in the world because he's got his nice hay bag that's full of alfalfa. So the next thing we needed to do was to get him all brushed and ready for showtime. And next, this is where things almost went sour before we even got started. In all my quote calmness, I totally forgot that I needed to check in and get my number for the show. I knew the ring steward and she checked me in for the horse, which I guess I just assumed that's all you had to do. But I was about to go into the ring. I had maybe 2 minutes and I was told, "Where's your number?" And I said, "What number?" But fortunately, there was a really nice participant who actually had an e-bike, so she was able to get on the bike, go to the office, pick up my number, and I actually had 2 minutes to spare, so I was very thankful. One good thing about Working Equitation, all the participants are so supportive of each other, and it's just a great group of people. So this is where it all began, and it's interesting to note that I had never done a dressage test until the week prior, so I took a lesson on that, practiced at home, and then just went for it. And as you can see here, the first maneuver is going down the straight line, saluting the judge, and then proceeding. With Juju, he kind of drifted, so we got a 5.5 on this. You really want it to be a smooth tempo and to go straight. From there, he had to turn to the left, and then this is where we had to do our first big movement, which is a 20-meter circle. My judgment's horrible. I have no idea what 20 meters is, but we had practiced just looking at the letters and judging from there. And fortunately, there were a lot of circles already made, so I kind of used those as a guide. But what they're looking for here is just the geometry of the circle, the bend, the regularity, and fluidity. And with Juju, he kind of got off base and he wasn't supple. He didn't really turn into it, and we were going a bit slow. Then from there, we had to continue forward. They were trying to look for just the regularity of a trot. Again, it was straight, but she said that it was a bit stiff. So we just have to work on being more supple. He did do a nice turn, though, there, and we went to the next letter. From there, we had to go from the trot to a medium walk. However, our walk was a bit slow. She actually wrote that we needed more activity, but that's okay. I was just glad we were remembering the test. From here, from the medium walk, he had to do a circle to the right that had to be 5 meters in. And again, they're looking for the geometry, and we didn't do very well here. We just sort of did our little circle, went out a little too far. But again, you're looking for smoothness, you're looking for geometry. Those are keywords with dressage. Next, from there, we continued and we did the same maneuver. They mirror each other. So I thought of it as kind of a teardrop. So that's what we did there. And again, we needed better bend. We needed more accuracy. But she was very fair, and she gave us a 5.5. The points for each of the maneuvers is on a scale of 0 to 10. Then from here, we had to transition to a working trot. Again, should have gone a little bit faster, but he did pick up the beat, so that was good. She actually gave us a 6, which I was very pleased with. So then from there, we had to go from trotting, we had to halt, we had to back up, and then immediately walk. And we were off the rail a bit, but she did say he was obedient, so that's good for Juju because Juju can get an attitude. So then we had a transition. We needed to do a working trot. This is a bit slow, didn't have a lot of energy, so we were counted off on that. And then we had to do another 20-meter circle. So for this 20-meter circle, again, we didn't have good bend and we didn't have a lot of energy. So she did count off on that, but that's fair enough. You can see he's just kind of plopping along, but I was just happy that we were remembering it and he was moving forward for me, because Juju can be really, really lazy with this. So from there, we needed to continue forward at a working trot. She wrote that we were barely trotting, so we only got 5 points for there. And then we moved on. We had to go across this diagonal. We weren't consistent in the corner, and we got dinged. The lowest point scores we got was a 4, and that was for that maneuver. Then from there, we had to continue trotting around, again looking for a nice bend and balance in the corners. Again, he needs to bend more clear. Then we had to keep going straight. We had to do another half of a circle, so that would have been a 10-meter circle. Again, he wasn't straight. He was kind of bending outward. He should have been bending inward, and he was just stiff. So she only gave us a 5 on that. And at the end, we did go fairly straight to the end. So as you can see here, we didn't too bad. If you look here, all the marks, again, are on a score of 0 to 10. We predominantly got 5.5s and 6s and some 5s. We only had 1 4, and we didn't receive any 0s because we actually did the test and did all the maneuvers and didn't go off course. The biggest compliment is that the judge did describe us as a capable and adorable pair. So when it was all said and done, Juju got 5th place in his first dressage test, and I was so proud of him. He was such a good boy. So it was a very hot day, and would we do it again? Absolutely. It was so much fun. It was something so different. Juju was such a good boy, and the participants and camaraderie was amazing.